Hi guys, it's Tamsin here at Beginners Quilting Hub. Welcome to the prep video for the Winterberry Lane Quilt Sew Along. So this video, I wanted this to be a kind of let's get things kicked off and let's just give you the prep that we're going to need to go over before the sew along officially starts next Sunday. So I'm going to run over a little bit about the pattern. I'm going to show you some test blocks that I've made, the fabrics that I'm going to be using. I've got a few tips around choosing the fabrics. I'll go over a little bit about the quilt size and how you can actually adapt that if you want to make it bigger or smaller. I'm going to go over a few things that you can start to prepare to get yourself ready for when the sew along starts, so you can get a bit of a head start. The kind of equipment that I would recommend you get, and I'm going to put some links in the description box to kind of help you out in terms of rulers and rotary cutters and all that kind of thing, so you can see what I'm going to be using. And I'm also just going to run through what to expect from the sew along and really how you can get the most out of this. So the first thing, let's just fully introduce the pattern, shall we? So this is Winterberry Lane. Now this is the first quilt pattern that I've ever written. Every step is broken down with images for you to follow along. There's lots of size checks in there as well. We're going to have the fabric requirements, and I will pop this in the description box below. The quilt pattern itself, just going to hold this here, is going to finish at approximately 70 by 82 inches. So it's a rectangular quilt. We've got 5 quilt blocks going through the horizontal and 6 going through the vertical. So it's a nice size quilt, but you can tell from the shape of this that you could even make this bigger if you wanted to. It's a beginner friendly pattern. Lots of people have contacted me and said this is going to be their first quilt that they've ever made, and I love that. I love that for you, and I love that for me, and I love that for everyone that's following along. The beauty about this quilt is everything in here is either square pieces of fabric or rectangular units of fabric. So there's no triangles, there's no trimming. So this is really, really, really ideal if you want to make this as a first quilt. It is made up of 2 main blocks. Let me show you the picture. So we've got the Hollyberry block at the top, and we've got the Mistletoe Kiss block as the second block here. And it's made up of all of the whole quilt is made up of those 2 blocks. They're 12-inch finished, so 12.5-inch once you've made the block, 12-inch once you've sewn it to another block. So they're a nice big size quilt block. And the way that I've written the pattern is I've actually given you the cutting requirements for each block individually. So you've got both the Mistletoe Kiss and the Hollyberry block. It's got all the measurements broken down so you can actually make this scrappy if you want to. So let's come on to the kind of fabric requirements. Now I've chosen, let me show you the ones that I've chosen. And I have mentioned these in previous Quilt Tube. I've gone with a Christmas theme, having designed this to be a Christmas quilt, but you don't need to do it with Christmas fabric. You can use whatever you like, but I'm using these fabrics here. These are from Make Our, and we've got the Good Tidings collection basically, and I've chosen the red. So we've got the red and the greens and the golds. So that is going to be my fabric B. My fabric C, which is the green, is also from the same collection, and it features all these gorgeous green hollyberries. I absolutely love this fabric. And then my accent fabric is this kind of cream colour with the gold flecky stars and almost like stardust on it. So I've had people ask me if you can use yardage, if you can use pre-cuts, you know, the kind of fabrics to use. And I thought, let's deal with that head on. So you absolutely can use yardage. That's what I'm using. That's probably the simplest way. However, I know lots of you have got pre-cuts, layer cakes, scraps. Use them. Let's just get them out and use them. Now, the biggest cut of fabric that you need in terms of the quilt box is a 9.5 by 2-inch rectangle. So that will fit within the measurement of a 10-inch square bit of fabric within a layer cake. It's not designed as a pre-cut quilt because I quite like it in the 3 colours, but it's definitely written so that you can either do it this way or you can do it scrappy. Now, if you were looking at making this scrappy, there's a couple of things I would just mention to get this double Irish chain. Now you can see here you've got white squares forming one chain, okay, on the diagonal, and then you've got a secondary Irish chain, which is the red squares forming that secondary chain. And I purposely wanted that to really stand out on the pattern because although they're really simple blocks, once you've made one, you'll see how they all fit together. adding the double chain makes this look a lot more intricate and a lot more complicated and not like a beginner quilt. So I think you're going to have fun with it, and when you put it all together it's going to look amazing. But to get that effect you do need to be really mindful of the colours that you're using. So if we have a look at so this block here, which is the Hollyberry block, okay, so you've got the red cross and then you've got the white kind of kiss, you've got the white X. Each time you make this block, the Hollyberry block, you need to be mindful that your small, where I've got those small white squares, you need to keep those the same colour in every single Hollyberry quilt block. The same with the Mistletoe Kiss, where we've got the red squares making the kiss, making the X, because if you change that colour throughout you're going to lose the Irish chain. So you can make as many Hollyberry and as many Mistletoe Kiss blocks in different colours, but just keep the X in the centre the same colour. So every single Hollyberry block will have the same fabric in that X on every single of the 15 blocks, and then equally the Mistletoe Kiss will have whatever colour you decide to use for your X the same throughout the whole quilt, and that will still give you then the beautiful double Irish chain. If you're not sure about that and you want to just double check, you can drop me a message in the comments and we can have a look at what you've picked and what fabrics you've chosen. Other than that, it's down to you. You might want to make it Christmassy, you might just want to throw Christmas out the window and do something completely different and use whatever fabrics that you want to use. You might want to make scrappy. You know, you really could make these scrappy, so each square could be with a different couple of fabrics and make the whole thing scrappy, as long as you keep your centre X's the same in each of the blocks. So I hope that all makes sense. It made sense in my head. I hope it's made sense coming across to you. The thing that I thought would be really good fun is, can you see in the centre of each of these blocks I've given you a nice big square? You could actually fussy cut some novelty fabrics and put in there and have it like a little, almost like an I Spy Christmas quilt. In terms of the size of the quilt, I've given you the size that I'm going to be making. So the pattern's written for a 70 by 82 inch quilt, which is a really nice size bed quilt. If you wanted to make it smaller, you can literally just remove a row and a column and have it smaller. But equally, if you wanted to make it bigger, you just add more on. And you can actually make this square. It can be a square quilt as well. I've mocked that up as well on my computer, and that does actually look really cool. So it's a really it's a really good pattern if you want to make it bigger, make it smaller. You may also just want to make a cushion. Just make two of each block and have a square cushion. There's loads of things that you can do with these blocks and still get a really nice effect. In terms of the equipment, it's the basics that you're going to need. There's no special templates or anything like that. I recommend some nice, good quality rotary cutters. I've got a Fiskars and my trusty Missouri Star. This is the Olga. These are my standard rotary cutters. I've just replaced the blades in, well, this is brand new, and I've just replaced the blade in this one. So get a fresh blade in your rotary cutter for this fresh project. You're also going to need some rulers. Now, if you're cutting yardage, I really do recommend having a nice long 24 inch by 6 inch, 6.5 inch ruler. This has been an absolute just game changer for me. It was one of the first, I mean, this is a new version, but this size of ruler was the first ruler that I ever bought. And honestly, you can't cut yardage without a long ruler like this. And the other one that I love is my 8.5 by 8.5 inch Creative Grids square ruler. Now, I was doing some research today, and it's actually quite difficult to find this size in the UK. You can get a 6.5 by 6.5. So if you can't find the 8.5, I recommend getting the 6.5. Now, the reason I love using the square, and this is probably the ruler that I use the most, you can really trim down all of your fabric units using this. It's small enough to not be in the way. When you're using a giant ruler like this to cut, you know, small pieces, it can be quite massive to kind of move around your sewing table, and just gets in the way. Whereas this little thing, you know, you can just shove it on top of anything, and I just find this really useful. I'll link both of these in the description box below. I've actually got an Amazon affiliate link, so I'll pop both the UK and US links to both of these rulers. So this is a Creative Grids ruler. This is a Fiskars ruler. I'll see what I can find, because these exact rulers might not necessarily be in stock, but I'll link below the rulers that I do find and that I recommend you investing in. But equally, if you've already got rulers, use the ones that you've got. You're going to need a good quality cutting mat, give it a good clean off, make sure it's all ready to go, fresh needle in your sewing machine, just some usual cotton thread. I always sew with 100% cotton, but you do you and sew with whatever thread you normally sew with. I've got mine loaded up with 100% cotton Aurifil. Now, let me show you the 2 test blocks that I've made, because what I do recommend to people when you're starting a new pattern is that actually you have a go at making a test block of every, unless you're making a full sampler. If you're making a quilt where it's repeating the same blocks over and over, I do recommend making some test blocks. So here is the Mistletoe Kiss block. So it's a nice big size, you can see. And this is the Hollyberry. Now I've made mine in, these fabrics are the Hometown Holiday fabrics by Laurie Holt, which was originally what I wanted to make the whole quilt in, but I can't find the fabric. I had a quantity here and I did sell it through my shop, and I retained a little bit for myself and didn't retain enough to actually make a full quilt. So I've made my test blocks with it, just to kind of see how it looks. I've used the colours that I'm going to be using, so the white, the green and the red, to really show me the effect. And I absolutely love them. Now I'm pressing all my seams open. Let me show you the back. So I'm pressing all of my seams open because some of these pieces are smaller, and I don't know, I prefer pressing all my seams open. When I come to join my rows, I will press my seams one way or the other so that I can nest my rows together. So that's my test pieces. Now in terms of the schedule for the sew along, we're going to be officially starting next Sunday, the 19th of October. Sunday night felt like a really good time to kind of kick off a sew along. So the 19th of October, and the final video will go up on the 7th of December. The 7th of December will then give you a good couple of weeks to kind of get everything sandwiched, quilted, bound, ready for Christmas. It is a little bit close to Christmas, and I had hoped to film these and get these going a few weeks ago, but the whole McDonald household has been poorly, and so everything's just been put back by about a month. But it is what it is. Let's just roll with it. So each week on a Sunday, I will put a video up on my YouTube channel. I will create a playlist so that you can go in there and you can see all the videos. They'll be clearly labelled which week we're on, and that it's the Winterberry Lane sew along, because I anticipate we're going to be doing more sew alongs together. I really hope we will. So we're going to be doing that. Each week we're going to be making 5 blocks. It's up to you how you do that. You might want to do 5 of the same until you've done the 15 and then move on to the second block so that you've already got like a bit of a production line going, or you might want to make a few blocks of each. Entirely up to you. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but I don't know, we'll see how I go. But my video will show you kind of what we're going to be doing for the new week. It will show you what I've been working on, any tips, that kind of thing, and just kind of keeping you going. What to expect from the sew along? Well, it's completely designed for beginners. There are some advanced quilters that have bought this pattern as well, because they just really like the pattern, they want to have a go, but it's written to be for beginners. If it's your first quilt, don't be afraid, you absolutely can do this. We're not looking for perfection. We never are. In this gang, in this community, we're never looking for perfection. We just want to have fun and create the quilt that we want to create with the fabrics that we've bought, so that things don't get left on the shelves and we actually do jump in and have a go. So I don't want you to worry about perfection. Do the best you can, get it as accurate as you can. Use this as a kind of real learning. You know, we're going to be practicing our seam allowance, cutting fabrics, pressing, putting things together. So use this as a real learning kind of opportunity in your quilting journey. The sew along, I want it just to feel like we're sewing this together, because we literally are. We're going to be sewing together for 6 or 7 weeks, making this beautiful quilt, and I cannot wait to see your progress throughout the sew along, how you're getting on with your blocks, the fabrics that you choose, because we're all going to have different fabrics, and just see how all the quilts end up in the end. I literally cannot wait. And I think, being my first quilt, this is going to be the most precious quilt that I've ever made in my life. Now, I'm going to, as I mentioned, the videos will go up every Sunday. I'm also really encouraging you all to come in and join my free Facebook group. It's also called Beginners Quilting Hub, and I'll put a link to that below. That's an invite for you to come in and join us. It's the most amazing Facebook group. There's no nasties in there. They're out. I'm the only admin, although I do rope my husband in to help me as well. You have to come in. We do vet you before you come in just to make sure there's no bots or spammy accounts. There's no selling in the group. It is all beginners. I would say it's 95% made up of beginner quilters, and then 5% are people that have messaged me and offered to come into the group and answer questions and just give more inspiration and guidance as a kind of more expert quilter. So there's a few people in there like that, but everybody else is a beginner, sharing things that they're experiencing, asking questions, sharing ideas. It's an amazing group. And my aim is to pop the pattern out, to pop the video out on YouTube on a Sunday evening, and also then to post into the Facebook group to have a specific thread every Sunday where we share pictures of what we're working on and where we're getting on and how I'm getting on. So we can all hold each other accountable, make sure we're doing the work. And if we're not, we can just encourage each other to then move into the next week and carry on. And any questions we've got, any whoops moments, any aha moments, we can share on that thread as well. And hopefully that will also encourage other people in the Facebook group to kind of see what we're up to, and maybe they might join us as well. So Facebook group posts every Sunday, new YouTube video every Sunday. So really, all that's left for you to do is to go and grab your pattern and get stuck in. If you want to get ahead of the game before next Sunday, you could actually start preparing your fabrics. So you could give your fabrics a starch if you're going to be starching. I'm actually not going to be this time, mainly because this fabric actually feels really nice and crisp and I don't feel like it needs it. But if you want to starch, go ahead and starch, get everything pressed, and you can actually start cutting. I think I may do that over the next week. I'm probably going to start cutting out some blocks just to get ahead, but you don't have to. We're going to start officially next Sunday. So go in the description box below. Download your pattern. I'll put the link to go and grab that from my website. Get that done, get that downloaded, printed if you want to. Choose your fabrics using the fabric requirements list and join the Facebook group. And get ready for next Sunday's video where we will officially be kickstarting the sew along for the Winterberry quilt. And thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey, and I will see you in the next video.